Hi, my name is Patrick Shaw, and I'm Director of Production here at Stardock, and I'm here today to talk to you about Star Control. So Star Control was a PC game developed in the early 90s that we acquired the IP rights to. A lot of the people on our team are super big fans of the original games, and we wanted to create a new game that sort of invoked the original games, but did new and interesting things. We look back to the originals for inspiration, but we want to create a new experience, right? So as I said, we've looked back to the original game for inspiration on certain things, but we put a whole new spin on them, a new modern spin. So for example, the original game, you could explore planets, and of course we have to have a planet exploration system. But we've created a new system that reflects sort of the things that we feel is fun and compelling. It is definitely a pre-laid out map. Each planet is procedurally generated, so each planet is unique and different within the universe that you can explore. However, we do provide you with tools that you can create your own universe, so you could set your own star systems, your own planets, and your own adventures. So the story of the game is that you've received a mysterious signal from Triton, a moon of Neptune. And Earth has just developed its own ships to explore the solar system, but we don't have any way of getting out of the solar system yet. So we sent our only ship, the USS Vindicator, off to Triton to investigate this mysterious signal. While there, we encounter the Taiwum, who are this race of basically space slugs, and they are so excited to find us. So they've been watching us for years, and now they need our help because they've crashed on the planet, and they need our help. So we explore the solar system, we find the parts that they need to repair their ship, and in the process of that, we discover that we're not alone. There are other aliens in the universe who are not maybe as friendly as the Taiwum. And one of those races, the Scribe, does not like new races acquiring hyperdrive technology, and they make the point to wipe out the Earth. So the entire game revolves around us defeating the Scribe and saving Earth. Right, yeah, so the universe is being completely simulated. So, when you start the game, there are hundreds of ships running around the universe, going between different stars, different planets, following their own plan. And you're just kind of stepping into this universe and making yourselves known. So, for example, one of the races is the Muke is upset that the Taiwum have given us hyperdrive. And so one of the quest lines is resolving that conflict between those two races. Yeah, gaining favor and losing it, depending on the choices that you make. So you may have a choice to save, there's one quest line that involves, wiping out an entire species of aliens in order to get through the quest line faster or to get a special reward. Or you could choose the long road and do it the quote-unquote right way, that white hat way. I would say that it's a very compelling experience. It's so compelling that we sort of spun it off into its own gameplay mode separate from the story. It is something that's going to resonate with old fans of the game, but we've definitely put our own spin on it, put in our own mechanics. We have our own gravity mechanics. We have our own weapons. We have our own ships. So it will feel familiar, but it's definitely going to be its own experience. So in Fleet Battles is a standalone gameplay mode where you pick out a fleet of ships and you engage in a one-on-one battle, and you keep fighting one-on-one until your fleet of ships is exhausted. So I could play against the AI, I could play against a friend on the same computer, local multiplayer, or you could play online multiplayer. So one of the cool things about Fleet Battles is that each ship has its own unique weapons, and understanding which weapon is good against another is part of the fun. So there's this one ship called the Scribe Battlecruiser, which has this giant beam of death that shoots out of it. But the trade-off is that when the beam is firing, you can't move. That ship can't move anymore. So I would pick a smaller, more agile ship that can move very quickly, so I could see the battlecruisers lining up to fire the big gun, dart out of the way, zip up and pelt it while it's locked in its firing position. Yeah, so the one thing that we tried to bring forward into Origins is this idea of that we're trying to blend both some slightly humorous things and some dark things. So some things like the Taiwum are these silly, cuddly space slugs, pardon me. They'd be offended if I called them worms. versus the Scribe, which are these giant, heavily armored space centaurs with heavy masks and generally look frightening. We also have another race called the Famish, which are basically a giant space worm with teeth that are basically they're high society, and they would be happy to invite you over for dinner and be rude if you didn't let them eat you in the process. So the purpose of the rover missions is you have several objectives throughout the game. You have quests, you accumulate resources. When you get to the planet, you have a little mini game, a little lander mini game, where you have to land in with a specific landing zone, otherwise your lander crashes. And you could get blown off course as you're getting down based on how much wind is on the planet. Also, how fast you're dropping is dependent on the gravity of the planet, and we have many different planet types, and each planet is slightly different, so it's never quite the same experience going down. You can also get lander upgrades that can make the experience smoother on the way down. Once you get down on the planet, some planets are pretty tranquil. They're basically grasslands, nothing dangerous about them. Others are hellscapes. Acid, atmosphere, crushing pressure, high temperatures, and your lander will get destroyed unless you have the right upgrades. There are also hazards on the planets. There are lightning storms, earthquakes, tornadoes, all these things that can make your life very difficult on these planets. And lastly, there are critters on the planets. Some of them are benign and just run around. Others will charge you. Others will shoot at you, like spit blobs of acid at you. And you can upgrade your lander to get a gun to shoot them or capture them. Some quests will involve capturing these creatures for their meat. And then you can investigate things like alien structures and talk to aliens on the surface. But we'll have a release date ready for E3.